We're already there. My God. That went quick. Right, we just spawned in. So we are now in Australia. Hey, Conti, how are you doing? And now we are in the Alliance. Now, I know it's Uniform Tango Yankee. What's the other name for it? Alliance Airlines or something? Alliance Airlines. And yeah, Alliance. And let me see. Where am I? Am I here? So we're doing Uniform Tango Yankee. That's going to be Alliance. Make sure we have the overlay correctly. 268, and we're flying a Focus 70. Connect. Let's get on VATSIM. And overlay. Is the overlay working correctly? It looks like it. Fantastic. Yeah, Conti, so you said you broke the, you had a auto flight issue at the Focus jump. You got all over the place and broke the box a few times. Well, I can tell you this, don't try to stall the aircraft it doesn't work well. Okay. Yeah, so don't try it. Right. Dome light's not working. Okay, let's get the batteries on. Yeah, don't try it. Okay, trust me. Just don't try it. Yeah, exactly. That's why we have a beautiful approach in there. That's why I'm looking forward to it. Now, Conti, since you are down under, now flight time. I'm just wondering if it's going to be light by the time we get there. Flight time is 1 hour 37. It should be, right? No, Ghost, you can. If you type !route, you find my routing that I filed on VATSIM. And then, yeah, I'm still here. Okay, fantastic, Conti. Thanks so much. Okay, so we're going to be staying on live time and live weather, which gives us the opportunity to have a little bit of night lighting here in the aircraft to see that, which looks quite nice as well. Right, let's go 22.8. Activate that. Nice. Good. Overhead panel. Kind of like the glow, which looks nice. Right, seatbelts remain off for now. Let me try to fuel this time, shall we? Let's go do everything according to GSX. So let's go fuel. Huh? No, that's right. Flight plan. There we go now. Aircraft. Import. So input everything. We'll do realistic. Start refueling. Oh, that doesn't do the GSX though. Okay, it doesn't matter. Right, let's get the other displays running. So that's all done. And let's get those two left. Yeah, so Conti, my promise this time now is we're just going to do it in normal, relaxed flight A to B. I'm not going to touch anything regarding system checks. Simply going to accept the fact that this add-on is a nice add-on, but it is a basic add-on. Right,
fueling truck is on its way.
Good for A to B. Let me see. What do we have here?
Please don't load aircraft.
Yeah, that was your consensus as well. Yeah. I mean, you're very experienced as well in that regard, so yeah. Start this gear view, okay. Yeah, gear view I do have. Chase view, let's try that. No, let's do view shortcut, let's try that. Yep. So we have this view. It's a nice add-on here. Nice airport. I like it. Yeah, I like the night lighting here as well. Beautiful. Very nice.
Fuel truck is in position.
Yeah, normally I would leave them off, yeah.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and asked to do it.
Until after refueling. But it's just, you know, doing the power up, circuit brakes checked, fuel levers shut, we have the landing gear selector down, battery on, external power connected, IRS nav, emergency lights armed, and exterior lights are set. So that's the power up completed, pre-flight, emergency equipment was checked, oxygen checked, we have the multifunction displays on. Oh, mosquito! Then we have test panel is checked. And flight recorder checked. Let's do that here. On. And aircraft documents are also on board. Pre-flight is completed. And let's do the FMS preparations. So we're going from Brisbane. Textures, nice. Sounds are okay as well. Not really. So one thing, again, so many add-ons are, you know, offering you a selection of volume sliders. You know, external, internal, engine, environmental. But here you can't. There's no separate sliders. So I find the air conditioning way too loud. Right, how many passengers are we expecting? 60 passengers, which is pretty much full house, isn't it? Okay. So let's go to galley. Yep, galley. Ooh, it's dark. What's happening here? What's flashlight again? Shift something. It sounds like a fridge from the 90s. Do I have to switch on the emergency lights to see? All right, let's do that. I was hoping to get the lighting. Oh, here we go. Hang on. There we go. There's the lighting panel. Nice. Let's mess about with the lighting panel a bit, shall we? Reading lights reset. Okay. Entrance. Oh, yeah. Dim, please. Side panels on. I haven't played around with those. Ceiling lights. Dim, please. Toilet area. Also dim. That part checks out, yeah. At least that part checks out. Cool. Alright, let's do shortcut. I want to do that one here. Save. Right. There we go. That's the panel set. Now, for the aft cabin. Let's do that. Save. And I want to have that there. Save assignment. Nice. We have those views already set. Fantastic. Good. Can you operate the doors? Let me check. Haven't checked that yet. That's a good point. Now, there should be, of course, that works. And then it does work. Jacob, thanks for letting me know, yeah. Now. Huh! Oh, that was for the... That works as well. Now, regarding jetways, is there any way to connect jetways to the aircraft? Probably not, because you would have to lower... Yeah, and then there's a gap there as well, so probably not. So I guess I did a bad job regarding the parking position here. I mean, yeah, that's all right. All we have to do is set boarding via stairs. Yeah. That's not everything. No, it's not. Good. Fueling is almost done, isn't it? It is done. So let's get GSX in here. Let's start boarding.
Boarding requested.
IRL, there's a floor panel in the entrance which was needed for the jetway. Okay. So that's what I thought, Lisa. Oh. I did say... Alright. Let's pretend we have a panel there and all is good. They've modelled... Hey, Paulaka, they've modelled the panel? Hang on. Hold on.
Do you want to board first?
Oh, yeah, they have. They have indeed. Sapphire Wave, I'm gonna have to see. The thing is this, so I have a long list of aircraft that I have, you know, that I want to fly over the next couple of weeks.
May I see your boarding pass?
And I will do shared flights again. I am not sure if the Falcon 50 is really, you know, my kind of aircraft. Oh, we have ATIS. How cool is that? Someone got up really early. So we have Brisbane approach. That's really
May I see your
kind.
boarding pass?
So Brisbane Information Victor, arrival 19 right, departure 19 left. So let's do the sit already. 19 left. What have I planned with? 19 right. Okay, so big set departure.
This way.
Big set to departure. Insert. So we have a couple of overfly waypoints here.
This way.
Big set, then airway, routing, and then Hamilton Island. Is it Conti? Hang on.
Welcome on board. Welcome on board.
Oh, Conti. I didn't know you were controlling. When did you get a VATSIM controller rating? Blimey, I've missed that completely. No.
Good night.
Yeah, pro. Wow, I'm impressed. Because I'm not sure if I could do that. I don't think I have the
Welcome on board.
the patience and the time really at the moment. Right, departure. Let's do SID. Big Sat. So Big Sat departure 19 left. Of departure. Max to 40 until Albert, which is here. And so track 196 until City, turn right. Track direct to Togin, 5,000 above, turn right. Track to Albert, then turn right 044, track to Amble. Cross Amble, adder of 10,000, okay. Then D-Bay. Left 007 Bookboo, and then left 350 Big Sat.
Hello.
Right, I'm gonna get the altitude from ATC. Ghost, don't worry, you'll make it. Alright.
This way.
Good. So that's done. I'm gonna do that. Let's do the taxi charts. So we have airport. Where are we parked? We are parked here. And 19 left. There we go. What about parking? No. Oh, it is. Parking. We are parked. We are parked here, Charlie. What's it called? Yeah, right there. So we are parked at position 21, I would say. Yeah, 21 it is. Nice, 21 it is. Good. So pushback, then taxi out, Charlie 2 Bravo, or then Alpha. But surely we'll get the clearance from Conti. And a big shout out to Conti, guys. If you don't know Conti, Fly Conti, he's also streaming here on Twitch. And he will probably also stream sometimes VATSIM, I would imagine. So make sure to check his channel out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our aircraft. If there is anything that we can do to make your journey more comfortable, please let one of our flight attendants know, and they will be happy to help.
Yes.
We kindly ask you to remain seated with your seatbelt fastened whilst the remainder of the passengers board the aircraft. We hope you have a pleasant flight.
24/7 clearance. Nice. Good. Well, let's contact him, shall we? So let's do that.
Alpha 3 Holly point 19 left, QLink 781.
Oh, is it Unity? Yeah, the call sign is Unity, right? Yeah, it's Unity, I'm pretty sure. Call sign was Unity. Next page, previous page. Yeah, I've entered that yet. Unity 268. 268. Oh yeah. So for me, thanks, Conti. For me, one of the big things in these add-ons is, and knowing that a lot of people are flying on VATSIM, is PVC and CBDLC. And yes, I know the real aircraft probably didn't have that integrated back in the days. Maybe it was retrofitted at some point through the FMS. I'm not sure, but I think it's one of those features these days which is important to flight simmers. So I don't know why they haven't entered that. Hamilton is 110 at 24. Okay, that's definitely a lot of wind. So let's have a quick look here at what we have for arrival. We're planning, 1-4. So that's definitely what we're going to plan with. So star 1-4 RNF approach should be interesting again. Insert. Now transition is the 2 November Delta.
Boarding is complete.
Doors closing, fantastic. So we have RP14 star, no star. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to fly from LDEC directly to this waypoint, and then we're going to start the approach with the RF approach. Quickly hide that. Let's go to plan mode. And then, LDEC, there we go. And then onto the arrival. Yep. Looks alright to me. Brisbane, good evening, or good morning actually, I should say. Good morning to you. The Unity 268 requesting clearance to Brisbane, please. Correction, to Hamilton Bay, please. Is it Hamilton Bay?
Unity 268, good night, and cleared to Hamilton Island via Big Sad planned route. Big Sad 2 departure, runway 19 left. Climb by SID to 6000, squawk 3266, departure frequency 133.45.
Unity 268 cleared to Hamilton Island, runway 19 left, the Big Sat 2 departure, initial climb 60, and squawk 3266, and would you please repeat the departure frequency?
Departure frequency 133.45.
13345 later for the departure frequency. Thank you, Unity 268.
Unity 268, and so you're planning Alpha 3 departure, the Alpha 3 intersections available for your departure, just let me know.
Okay, we'll check that with the performance calculation, I'll let you know. Unity 268. Yeah, thanks Jacob for noting it down. I appreciate that. Right, let's see, we can do shift here, which is interesting. So let's do meters. Yankee, Bravo, November. Interesting. So if you enter meters first and then enter the departure airport and runways, then it gets the correct runway length. So that makes sense. The trick for you. So let's go. I don't have that. Let's try that. Now let's have a look. He did say we could depart out of intersection Alpha 3 here. So for that we need to figure out how much of a reduced
Killing 781. Ready for departure.
Feeling
runway distance
781, the
that
wind
is.
210 at 5 knots, 19 left, clear for takeoff.
Then take off 19 left, killing 781.
So 19 left, Alpha 3. We have 2781 meters remaining. So let me try that. So 2781. Dry. Auto. Anti-ice off. Takeoff weight. Let's do the aircraft then. Yeah, let's do that. Import live weather. Calculate. Take a weight rooms up conclusions. Okay. Oh, hang on. 19 left. Disregard. 19 left. Let's calculate. Alright, so we can't do that, it seems. Unless I've done it the wrong way around. So maybe I have to enter the shift itself. So 35609 is 2781. So that's 779. Because there's a small aircraft, we should be able to do it. So that's the shift. There we go. Yeah. So you enter the reduced available. Oh, wait, but that, hang on. Isn't it weird? Exactly, Jacob. So I find it weird because it says takeoff shift, reduce available. So it means we reduce 779 from the available length, right? Now here it even says we have full length 3560. Yeah, 3560. Yeah, so the thing is this, and I've realized that when I was flying on the first flight there, the Fokker 100 and Fokker 70 do not have slats. So they don't have, you know, while a lot of aircraft literally would only need, you know, slats for takeoff, it doesn't have them here, like the Canadair.
Departure, killing
So it only has
on departure,
flaps.
1000.
Yeah, which
Feeling
means
781, g'day, for departures, you're
you
identified,
don't have
climb by
flaps.
bid flight level 180.
Climb please, hit flight level 180, killing 781.
Yeah, that's how I understand it, because again, it needs 1500 meters to get to V2 in acceleration distance, right? So I guess by entering the shift, it only checks if that distance is within the remaining. Yeah, Fish Cup, I don't know, some add-ons, so sometimes they do it the other way around. They do just ask you to enter the actual remaining runway length available. But that's fine. Yeah, this aircraft accelerates tremendously, so we'll use the flex as well. So we'll export the speed, export the flex. So now it has already automatically set the flex for us, 50 degrees. You see, it selected flex 60. The older Fokker 28 didn't have first stats either. Yeah, probably. Good. So that is all set. Takeoff speed's loaded. So we've got the routing. Now, we have to enter the weights. So we have a fuel of, let's say, 6.6. Zero fuel weight is 29.8. And takeoff weight 36.2. Takeoff. And 22.2 CG. 22.2. And that means we set the trim already. I think it also has the option to set that automatically. So trim setting should be what's performance? 2.7. So 2.7. That's 3 actually. That's 3. It's here 2.7. Right, trim is set. Fantastic. Good. APU's available. Let's get rid of the external electric. Good. Everybody's on board. And then let's close the door, shall we? That's dark. Why is it so dark in front here? Oh, you have to click that. Ah, look at that. So there's a click spot here. And that lowers, that's the thing, right? It lowers the handlebars as well. And then you can connect the jetway. Makes sense. Nice. And now we can close the door. And it's locked. Perfect. Nice. Oxygen tested. All doors close. I heard jingle. Oh, that's on. It's working now. The YouTube jingle. Nice. Hold on. Just you need to wait for the. Oh, German Aviation. Oh, this right. So German Aviation has raided. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, everyone. And German Aviation boys, what were you up to today? What aircraft did you fly? NTW, hello to you. So that's all set. Let's get the beacon light on.
Your comfort and safety is our highest
APU's
priority,
available.
so we kindly request that you remove all headset devices.
Right, let's read the rest of the checklist. So we have preparation checklist, circuit breaks checked, pins and covers on board, oxygen on, overhead panel is checked, main instrument panel is checked, looking good. Nav lock record is on. Nav profile armed. That goes to V2. So climb, IAS, alt V nav. Alt as altimeter. It should be 1026. Nice, lovely weather. So welcome Raiders. Yeah, and we're flying, of course, the new Just Flight Fokker 70 now. From Brisbane to Hamilton Island. Early morning flight.
781, control service 78.
So, oxygen was tested, main instrument panel check, altimeters are now set. 1026, 3 times. Pedestal, squawk, quick transponder on already. MFDS checked on, test panel checked, flight recorders on. It is on, and oh, hang on, I'll just skip the checklist there. This flight pedestal checked, parking brake is set. It is on. Fuel quantity 6.56 with the fuel pumps on. Then we have serviceability. So technical logbook is checked, crew briefing is completed. Before starting, seatbelts on, fuel panel is set, window propedes are on, and Aviation Base boys, hello, good night. And a big shout out, guys, check out the channel here on Twitch. Yeah, Ghost, we'll check in a second. Takeoff data checked and set. Flex 50 with the speeds are all set. Transponder on. We have windows, doors closed and armed. Get armed as well. And yeah, arm start announced. Beacon light is on, and that's the before starting completed. Let's go. Ah, the nice Jetstar. Lovely.
Hello, Captain. We are
Unity
ready for
268 stand 21 requesting push and start, please.
Unity 268, push approved, runway 19 left.
Push approved for runway 19 left. Unity 268. Where's my button? Where's my mouse button? There it is.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Like Fishkop and Master Ugo is saying, we have the control lock on. We have to keep that on until the checklist tells us to unlock it on taxi out. But once that's unlocked,
Locking gear.
the yoke comes back, and then you'll be able to see the
Cabin is secure.
the nav display. Right, let's get the chocks away. Chocks off. So runway 19. So let's push back.
Release parking brake.
Let's try that.
Commencing push.
It's the RNF approach
Clear.
14,
Start at will.
and you have to choose via the Hotel Mike 2 November Delta. Push face. Good, we've done all the items. We have bleed pressure, so we'll do engine start. Starting engine 2. Here you can see N2 rotation here as well. Gonna wait for about 20%. Yes, fuel on. Great looking airport, man. Already start a cutout. Let's start engine 1. I like the lighting here. It looks very nice. So the cockpit lighting, textures,
Please set parking brakes.
very nice.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Yeah, right now less air conditioning noise, yeah. Right, let's go ahead. Yeah, it's already getting a little bit lighter.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good
It should be a
engine
beautiful
start. You can
sunrise
disconnect.
today. And like Conti said, the wonderful person who's doing the ATC here for us. And again, Fly Conti, check out the channel on Twitch, please. Right, here comes fuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for takeoff, we will shortly be dimming the
Yeah,
cabin
sun should be
lights.
starting. Yeah, very
If
soon,
you
yeah.
require additional lighting,
Well,
a
you see
window
how
is
close the
provided
wing
above
is here
your
to the
seat.
engines?
Unlocking gear. Tow truck. Left is clear.
Right, good
is
engine
clear.
start. So let's get the APU off. The rest of the panel is set. Thank you, all clear, fantastic. Now flaps remain up. Trim is set already, flight controls on taxi out. So before taxi, anti-eye is off, APU is off, alert lights are out. Flaps are set up. Trims, yeah, set 3 times. Ground equipment is removed before taxi check is completed. Let's get the taxi light on. One thing I'm confused about though is there a way to dim down the dome light a bit? Oh, here. There we go. Oh, no, that's just the overhead panel. That's the overhead panel. That's the side panels here. Floodlight. There we go. Oh, that's the center floodlight. Oh, you can only do dark and so bright and dim. Dome light, storm light. Ah. Oh, looks alright. Looks alright to me. Unity 268 is ready for taxi.
Unity 268, would you prefer the Alpha 3 holding point?
Oh, sorry, yeah, we can do Alpha 3, AFIRM, Unity 268.
Unity 268, taxi via Charlie 2, Bravo, Alpha 3 holding point 19 left.
So, Charlie 2, Bravo, Alpha 3 holding point 19 left, Unity 268. There we go. Pretty straight ahead. So we have left side clear, right side clear, off-road. Brake check. Brakes are working. So let's do 33450 here. For departure. God, it's dark here. So one thing is weird. Now at the moment I don't have turn off lights. I'm really missing them now. I can see Bravo is here, which is nice. So I'll take Bravo. So that's okay. Good, let's go. I think we have to do arms, make lift dampers first. Oh, lovely little light there for the yoke. Very nice. How good is that? Almost there. Let's continue. We have the taxi out checklist. nav systems are set. On of departure. We have the flight mode panel set up 60. Modes checked. Few levers are open. Lift dampers armed. Now we can arm the outer brake. And transponder is set. Flight controls. Right, let's do the flight control check. Lock is off. It's Bravo 3, Alpha 3, right? Yeah. So we go right here. Let's do a flight control check real quickly. It's checked, and that's the taxi out check.
Yes, 117, good morning, Brisbane approach. I don't have a flight plan from you. Can you repile, please?
Let's do the config test. Takeoff config normal.
Thank you.
Cabin ready. Do I have to? Can I do that here? Oh, seats for takeoff.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Ah, there we go. We'll do that ourselves. Seats for takeoff. Yeah, brakes were checked. Transponder can go TARA already. Unity 268 approaching Alpha 3 holding point, ready for departure.
Unity 268, the wind 210 at 5 knots, 0, correction 19 left, clear for takeoff.
19 left, clear takeoff. Unity 268.
Jetstar 117, you're clear to Hamilton Island via BICSAD planned route. BICSAD 2 departure, runway 19 left. Climb via SID 6000, squawk is 6003, departures 133.45.
Alrighty, then we have radar.
Departure of 19 left, 6,000, squawk 6003 and departure frequency 133.45.
Jetstar 117.
Crew briefing completed, takeoff clearance received. Here's 19 left, Alpha 3 confirmed, approach sectors clear. There comes the yoke. Right, are we ready? We're ready, right? Yeah, I would imagine the controls are cable linked, yeah. So there's no displays regarding flight control deflection. Make sure we line up the correct way. Looking for 190 on the heading. Looking good. Let's do rolling takeoff.
Jetstar 117, ready for push.
And takeoff.
Jetstar 117, push approved, runway 19 left.
Push approved on end left.
Frost set.
Jetstar 117, the same for you as well if you'd like Alpha 3 for departure is available.
Checked.
Yep, we will have to see Jetstar 117.
V1, rotate.
Cars ready.
Positive climb.
Gears up. Right, 15 degrees pitch. Looks better now, doesn't it? Beautiful morning. Look at that. Early morning departure. Nicely trimmed. We're on NAF mode now.
Unity 628, connect departure.
Over to departure, Unity 268. Hope it's Conti.
Climb thrust.
Yeah, it's now set. Climb thrust automatically because we're on profile climb. Trimming those down a bit. Brisbane departure, good morning from Unity 268, passing 2000, climbing 60.
Unity 268, hello, Brisbane departures, you're identified, climb by SID, flight level 180.
Climb by SID, level 180, Unity 268. Right, we have 18,000. Flaps already up. Transition isn't 10,000, so 6,000 actually level, so 6,000. Good. Here's Saiti, and we're supposed to be somewhere above 5,000. That's Togin. That should not be an issue. You have 6 frequencies for Brisbane? Really? Okay, yeah. Then I would be confused as well. So I'm going to activate the autopilot here because, again, let's see how it behaves now. It seems like it's overshooting again. 240 is the speed limit right now until Albrook. So that's something I found on the flights I've done so far, is it does like to overshoot the nav track. Oh, look at that. Oh, 4,500 feet of climb.
Have now been been released
Oh,
from
beautiful.
their seats and will shortly commence cabin service. At this time, the seat belt signs remain illuminated, so please
Hey,
remain
com
in
check.
your
Yeah, all
seats
good.
with your
Let's see.
seatbelts securely
No,
fastened.
I'm okay. I'm not dropping any frames. Oh, beautiful. Look at
Brisbane
that.
Terminal Formation X-rays current. The change is wind 210 at 7 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometres, view cloud 3,300, to an H1027 information X-ray.
Nice. And I'm not sure what happened because I have not changed drivers or I've not done anything with the system, but my sim is running so smoothly over the last couple of days. Absolutely incredible. Very little ghosting and really nice performance. So I hope it stays that way. So I have a feeling that quite often it is actually server side as well. Here's 10,000. Here comes standard. Standard set. Yeah, see what I mean? Look how it always overshoots these points. Look.
Just 117 taxi via
Well, I
Charlie
mean, okay,
1,
this one was
Bravo,
overfly.
Alpha 3 holding point, runway 19.
This would be flyby,
Charlie 1 Bravo Alpha 3 to 1
but it's really struggling to keep that turn. Yeah, so I don't know. So Gunman, you think they've changed something with the servers? Yeah, for Conti, it's beautiful. Yeah. Just that, yeah, downtown Brisbane. Amazing departure. It's on normal. So it's doing 25-degree bank. That's not the issue. Alrighty. Let's get the seatbelts off. Good. After takeoff, altimeter set, standard, MFDS checked. All clear.
The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt signs. You are now free to roam about the cabin. However, for your comfort,
Exactly.
and safety
It
of
should
those
it should
around
limit
you,
depending
we
on
recommend keeping your
altitude,
seatbelts
airspeed,
fastened
and its own. Let's dial down the sim sounds a bit. Nice. Yeah, so you can see right now we're just doing normal A to B flying without any shenanigans, and it's fine. It's fun. It's a nice add-on. I mean, even now with the night lighting, the texturing, performance looks very nice. So there's no complaints on this side. Tio, my vacation was nice. We did lots of cycling. So the first 2 days we did between 30 to 50 kilometers cycling.
117, the wind 210 at 7 knots, runway 19 left.
Then we had some nice beach days. Weather was perfect. Just once we had a thunderstorm at night time. The rest was absolutely beautiful, blue skies.
Unity 268, control service terminate, frequency change approved, Bishbeta.
Vielen Dank für den Service, Conti. See you next time. Big shout out to you, and yeah, have a great week.
See you, mate.
He's so cool. He's so nice, guys. Again, check out his channel on Twitch, please. He's such a chilled and knowledgeable person. Yeah, now I will keep my promise that we're going to do a shared flight in the not too distant future with Conti. Yeah, Gunman. You know what? I mean, I did change my pre-caching to medium. I think it was now because I had it off. I wonder if that had to do something with it. Yeah, so Gunman, thank you so much for the help on that. Because it's just such a difference if your sim runs smoothly compared to, you know, having these main threat issues. Alright, what did we file? 340. Alright, let's continue climbing. 340. 340. Oh, cool. We did? No way. Conti, we flew to Hamilton Island? Really? I know we flew a Challenger shared cockpit. But was it really here? Huh. What a weird coincidence. Brisbane to Hamilton. Man, it's weird. But today, I didn't choose the routing today because we flew. I don't know what it was. It was like an hour 30 flight time. I checked the sceneries and I thought, hey, they got some lovely sceneries for that. So why not try that routing? Okay, interesting. Yeah, Conti, you can choose the next routing. Yeah, I mean, you know the lovely spots in Australia. So let me know which routing you'd love to fly. Oh, that sunrise. Beautiful. Nice. Cool, alrighty, so we're departing northbound and yeah, right along the coast. Yeah, hopefully we're going to see some nice nice views. Gorgeous. Oh yeah. How beautiful. I'm just checking real world weather here at my place. See if I have any thunderstorms. Yeah, we are getting a little bit of weather now. Let's see. Oh, bother rose. Nah. Nah. I don't know. The weather radar is actually working. I mean, it's using the normal Microsoft weather radar system. But on a practice flight yesterday, there were some thunderstorms around and there were some radar echoes. I mean, the visual depiction of those thunderstorms was terrible again, but at least that they had some returns here on the nav display. I'm going to put the tilt to up to 2.5. 70 knots wind here. Look at that crosswind. It's a lot of wind. Good. We'll land at 21:22, so about an hour 10. Hour 10. I need to get a coffee. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's the weather. It's just, I mean, even though my room is cold, but the rest is pretty hot today. So I'm gonna end cruise flight. I'm definitely get some coffee. So here in Germany, we're definitely looking forward to some cooler temperatures from tomorrow onwards. So they're supposed to come down to about 25 degrees. Yeah. Much better. So you can see the here the track indication. So because the wind from left. Memes, I feel for you. I know I have friends as well. And my daughter actually lives in a flat in Bremen, and she's also said it's been horrible. Really, really hot. So I think a lot of people are looking forward to some cool temperatures. I mean, it's like, you know, if you really can't even cool things down in the mornings, because like the lowest temperature at night is like 25 to 23 degrees Celsius. It's awful. It's terrible. Yeah. Anyone know? So let's say we're flying the art of approach, right? So the thing is, if I want to fly this with LNAV, VNAV, although like this, to use this minimum, I can't override the speeds here. So for example, at this waypoint here, I want to have, you know, approach speed, like I want to have, let's say, 140 knots. Actually, let me do this differently. Let's do it here. Speed 140. Maybe that works. Maybe that's how it may work. And then here, yeah, that's fine. Because that way we can actually use LNAV, so nav and profile. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, again, yeah, thanks for the APC, Conti. And to Ghost of the Departed as well, nice. Yeah, Memes, I can imagine. Yeah, this year is the first time we've finally had air conditioning installed in the upper rooms. So now, normally our bedroom is in the lower section of the house, but it's become so warm there as well that we actually moved to the guest room upstairs because it has air conditioning. Who's playing? England is playing today, right? In about... actually, no, have they started? Hang on. Oh, hang on. No. What am I saying? I thought England was playing today. But it's Africa until against Canada. No. So Magneto, my favorite aircraft was the 747. Now I've been fortunate. I've had the great pleasure to fly the 737 Classics, 747, A320 series, and the 787. And from all of those, the 747 is my absolute favorite. But I've also enjoyed the 787. Also a fantastic aircraft. Conti, I can imagine. Conti, no need to apologize. So yeah, Conti, I mean, GG's, thank you so much for doing that. Unfortunately, it didn't allow me to take the 747 home, yeah. Oh, Vinky, how far was the cycle ride then? How many kilometers? Oh yeah, I was thinking about going cycling today, but I thought, nah, you know, 32 degrees, 14 kilometers, okay. Yeah, I can imagine. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you sweat, it doesn't cool you down. 75% humidity, nothing cools you down. Beautiful section. Oh, we could try Avenger. Yeah, now I have to say that I do enjoy the Cessna 172 flying. It's just a completely different flying. But it's a lot more freestyle, which I enjoy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I think tomorrow we should be doing some more air work, steep turns, or maybe even some engine out simulation. Because yeah, I have to do a power off landing at some point, but we can't do that at Glandakazir really, unless you land on 08. But otherwise, yeah, engine failure simulation I have to do. Yeah, right now the flying club that I've enlisted on has 2 Cessna 172s. And then once I have the SAP, then I have to really think about if it's worth getting the IFR rating as well. I'm still not sure if I should get it. Avimar, the problem is it does require you to do a check flight once a year. In that case, it costs more money. And I mean, honestly, IFR in Northern Europe, or let's say Northern Germany, you can only do it like in summertime. Because any other time, cloud means icing. And you're not allowed to fly into icing with our Cessnas. And I mean, even, you know, on a normal like June day, it could be that your freezing level is like in 5,000, 6,000 feet. Right? And then, you know, you have your minimum cruising altitudes, IFR altitudes, and then, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, you can get some aircraft that are, you know, in parts certified for icing, but I mean, those really cost a lot of money. And I mean, you know, in my situation, if the weather is bad, I just don't go flying. So I have the luxury, you know, I can choose when I want to fly. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Yeah, but I mean, Fish Cup, what IFR... Yeah, so what planes are you planning to fly then? With the IR rating? And would they be partially certified for icing? You know, like have a property ice at least or something. Because I could tell you from my experience with the airliners, icing is a big topic. And icing, man, I mean, even if those big aircraft that have so many different means of anti-icing, you know, if they tend to ice up sometimes, I mean, Avimar, in wintertime, you would only fly on the clear day. You know, kind of a nice clear, you know, high pressure winter day. So you know, I have to face maybe carburetor icing. But if it's a dry, cold day, then not even carburetor icing isn't a big issue. Yeah, but you know, the moment you have clouds, then of course, you know, I mean, in VFR you have to stay out of clouds anyways, but like I said, even if you had IFR ratings, you just cannot fly into clouds. And so then it's absurd to have IFR. Oh really, Fishka? Well, but I mean, so you have no plans to fly IFR in reality. You just want to know what to and how to do it if everything goes wrong. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just in case you do have to enter clouds, you know, under VFR rules, because you're on top of clouds and you've messed up. There's no hole. You have to go through the clouds. Yeah. But like I said, the big thing, the big risk is icing. Yeah, Bro Flugo. Yeah, I saw that vlog with Smudo. Yeah, and Pilot Frank. Yes, I did watch that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think if you scan all of the, GA aircraft accidents, you're going to find some regarding icing related accidents. I mean, great. I mean, Fish Cup, it's not wrong to get, an IFR rating, although I think it's probably not cheap to get an IFR rating. So the only thing really, so the reason why I initially thought about getting an IFR rating again, or keeping my IFR rating, because I have it, is that, even on good days, you don't really need to fly IFR. You can find an IFR flight plan, get up to 6,000, 7,000 feet, and just, put on the autopilot, and then get direct from A to B, from ATC, and you don't have to worry about your airspace Charlies and Deltas and so on, right? You just fly. Yes, yeah. I mean, sure. Right, you're always on the ATC. They know you're coming, and then you get your clearance, your approach clearance. Yeah, for me that would be very, very normal to fly that way. Just go. Honestly, the only way that can happen is if I don't know, if there's another, crazy AI stock to get hold of early, and then make $1 million or something. Then maybe, but otherwise I don't see that. Avimar, as generous as you are as a community, and I'd really appreciate all of your generosity. How much is a Seneca Fish Cup? How much are we talking about here? Right, we've got sauce 2. Let's have a look. Sauce 2. That was... should be 26 minutes after departure. Look at that. Bang on. And the fuel, 4.0 plus 700, 4.7. And we have 5.1. Okay, all good. 500,000. Okay. I mean, if you guys want, I'll make a donation goal. Oh, a sunrise. Oh, yes, please. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? Sunrise over at the east coast of Australia. Avimar, the one I'm using right now, was built in 1973. So the one I'm flying tomorrow, built in 1973. It's fine. Yeah, but I mean the Cows DA40, I mean it is a good aircraft, but I mean the real DA40 costs what, 2 or 3 million? That is way too much. Yeah, I mean Fly Conti, I mean it does, doesn't it? And so yeah, I have absolutely no problem flying old aircraft. I mean, I flew A320s that were old, where I thought, oh, I mean, it's a computer aircraft, right? But I mean, yeah, exactly right. I mean, the Papas we had, A320 Papa Alpha, that was so old. Yeah, the EIS-1, yeah, CRT displays. 100,000 views. Oh, 10,000 views, 50, yeah, easy, right? Avimar, it just has to do with the materials those G aircraft use, and the way they're being built, right? And then they don't have that fancy kind of stuff aircraft have these days, and they're just built to last. They don't rust, and then they have to be maintained, right? You check for cracks, you check for wear and tear, and I wonder though, you know, like a Cessna 172 now, built in 1973, how many parts are still the original parts, right? I mean, sure, you know, the main things will still be original, but I mean, like, you know, instruments, the engine, wheels, tires, all these things will have, you know, being replaced sometimes several times in that lifespan. Avimar, yeah, you definitely have some bigger checks over time, yeah. That's true. Exactly. They're not flying, you know, as many sectors as airliners, because airliners, they have to fly. You know, you need to make them to make money, right? To make revenue. You've seen the Finnair A319 still flies AS1? Yeah. Yeah. The MCUs are interchangeable, the display units are not, yeah. I guess we have to wait and see, right? Especially, yeah, you never know fuel costs. And then at some point, you're going to have to find alternative fuels. Isn't that so? So Fishcop, you probably know, the Avgas 100, because it's leaded. It has a lot of lead in it. That has to be changed, right? They need a different fuel source at some point. Because I know that the new aircraft they go with, is it diesel even? And then yeah, they have to find some alternative fuels. The new Diamonds use Jet A1. Really? Crazy. But I mean, but some of them use diesel, I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, in the early days, diesel had the problem, since it's self-igniting, that at high altitude, I guess it was getting difficult to get the pressure or something to get it to ignite or something. I don't know. It was very, very limited on altitude. Oh, so it's like a diesel engine, but it uses Jet A1. Okay. And Avgas is permitted until 2032. Okay, that's another 5 years then. What, even 6 years almost. Okay, thanks, Fishcop. But I mean, by that time, so, I mean, 6 years, it's not that much. It's not that long. Which means then, aircraft like the one I'm flying now, I mean, they're going to they need new engines. And then it's a question, is it still worth, you know, having them upgraded? $215 wet. Yeah, so I pay, at the moment I pay 180 for an IFR rated 172, but I only have a GTN 430 and a very rudimentary kind of autopilot system. I think it just keeps altitude, really. Yeah, Lisa, good question. Yeah. Yeah, it's an expensive hobby, isn't it? 400 Australian dollars. Ghana, because they already have unleaded 100R for Cessna 102s. Okay. I've got to be so careful with refueling. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's... Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, maybe those aircraft will then be transitioned to any to museums. Wow, now look at this. 91 knots of crosswind. And look how the aircraft is having difficulty tracking the center line there. And we've got some radar returns. Some smaller echoes there. It would be a shame, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Ghost, I mean, like I said, but the thing is though, for many of you, like I said, on the poll, there was like, 40-something% said that they're not sure if they really want to get this album. So it's nice then to get a good feel and sense of the aircraft, what it has to offer. And again, I stand by my observations. A to B flying, fine. It's a nice add-on for that. Yeah, you can enjoy that a lot. It hand flies nicely. FMS, SimBrief uplinks. It's working. It doesn't have wind uplink. It doesn't have CPDLC. It doesn't have PDC stuff. But overall, again, just A to B flying, it's nice. Fishcup says they have a Pipistrel Velis Electro. So 60 minutes, is that guaranteed? Like we know how some aircraft or some cars, they will tell you like, you can drive 500 kilometers and then the temperature's like, 10 degrees warmer. And then suddenly you only get like 300 kilometers. So imagine you're doing your planning with 60 minutes endurance, and then suddenly you take off, and then suddenly, it recalculates because temperatures are much higher than expected, and then it's like, got to find an airport to recharge the battery. Find reserve electricity. Yeah, that's true. Palma Vector, honestly, I have, now maybe I'm just ignorant, but I have not noticed any differences between the Fokker 70 and the Fokker 100 when flying it manually. To me, they feel they have the same flight characteristics. So the Fokker 70 doesn't feel much lighter than the Fokker 100. Neither on takeoff, neither on landing. So I mean, like I said, they're both nice basic add-ons. You can enjoy them very much, but don't expect any kind of high fidelity like you see in the FENIX or FSLabs, PMG, iFly, those add-ons. Right. But I mean, again, I'm not here to judge what's best for you guys, right? Because I know a lot of people don't care about failures, and they don't care about a deep, system simulation in the background, right? They just want an aircraft that looks nice, sounds nice, and reliably flies A to B. Right? And holding works, and holding. Now, let's have a look. Shall we do a practice holding pattern? Just one. I don't want to delay the flight for too long. What time is it? Yeah, good in time, but still. Shall we go and fly holding at Mamak? So we're going to clear ourselves on our way to Hotel Mike 2 November Delta. We're going to clear ourselves to Mamak to enter the holding there. And then we'll do an entry, fly one holding, and then do the approach. I don't think there's a risk of breaking the aircraft, Voyager. That way. I just want to see how it does the holding entry. Famous last words. You guys. You guys. Oh, seriously. Alright. So even after you completely drain the lithium-ion battery, you can still drain them more. There's just that once you do it, the battery must be replaced. Yeah, and that's expensive. Yeah. As a reference, do we have any sort of VUR at the airfield? No, it's just RMP stuff. So there's no good old VUR there. Okay, disregard them. Anything around there? So quick look. Anything? Oh. That's there. There we go. So we have Papa November 13.7. I just want to have something that points in the general direction. Progress. Proserpine. All right, I need a coffee, guys. Otherwise, I'm not going to survive the landing. Flight time is another 50 minutes. Yeah, 50 minutes. Right, quick out of the cockpit, guys. Don't touch anything, and don't do anything that I would do. 206. Right, okay, there we go. Mayday. I will see you in a few seconds, guys. I won't be too long, I promise. Interesting. What about? Hang on. Oh, hold on. I need to change something here. Copy. That's better. Alright guys, see you in a few minutes. No, I'm not getting a parachuted coffee. we're still flying. Nice. It's a bit cloudy now. Yeah, the approach should be very scenic. Here we are, back again. The door code is completely confidential. Nice. Oh, I love coffee. Nice. 7-11. How did you guess? Nice. Okay, so regarding top of descent, it does work out top of descent for you. So here we've got the top of descent. There was also a top of descent calculator. Target altitude. Let's put this at 5,000 or something. 3 degrees. So there we go. So we've got 91 miles and 5 times ground speed is going to be your desired descent rate. Yeah, normally aircraft, you know, with the idle power setting, they do normally descend around about 3 degrees. Well, I mean, just like in all instances, really, you shouldn't really trust. You shouldn't trust, you know, the FMS calculation. So if you go and look at your arrival routing, so let's say, for example, here, let's say you do want to be at 4,000 exactly at that point, right? So then let's put this at 4,000. Alright, so then it would take about 94 miles, let's say. Now, one thing though, it doesn't take into account the deceleration. So I would add maybe, you know, 6 miles to that, so 100 miles. And then, let's have a look. Can we do a fix here somewhere? Although it's probably very basic here, isn't it? We can do progress. So we can enter at least that point, Hotel Mike to November Delta. And then we have the distance to that waypoint. Yeah, it works both ways, yeah. So all now you have to do is monitor that remaining distance. Because we are pretty much straight, flying straight towards it. So 100 miles from that, we'll start the descent. And then, as we said earlier, we're going to fly one holding pattern. Yeah, we'll wait for that until we're a bit closer to this initial approach fix, and then we'll do direct MAMAC for the holding. Yep. Yeah, you can do that as well. I mean, you know, you can, like Bruno says, have a look at the distances. So these distances here literally would be pretty much 100 miles now. If we were, yeah, but we have to go here. Hang on, let's see. No, disregard. So from LDAC to Hotel November Delta, it's going to be 1 second. I was supposed to say it didn't make sense. Now these are the distances. So we have currently 200 miles to LDEC. All right, and then it's going to be 231. Speed. Oh, that's so hard to read, man. What kind of weird display is that? LDEC. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, that's 34 miles. Yeah, so from here, LDEC, I'm just, again, it's just so confusing to see that that distance there, the speed limit. Weird. Okay, so anyway, from LDEC to Hotel Mike 2 November Delta, it's 34 miles. That is correct, right? So we got 34. Right, and then that means 66 prior to LDEC. We would descend. Right. I mean, there's many different ways to calculate the top descent. Ghost, I would still normally do EPR because I found it difficult here as well. If you use N1 as your reference and you want to do a quick cross check, you glance over, it takes your eyes just a few more seconds to find the correct values. So if you have a value that's on top, it's easier to scan or take into your instrument scan. And even though it doesn't work in the FENIX, in the A321 we had, if you had a landing weight of 70 tons, you would aim for an EPR of 1.07 flaps full. If you have 65 tons, it would be 1.065, and so on. Now it doesn't work that way in the FENIX, unfortunately, because the FENIX has a different drag model, so the power settings there are a lot lower than real aircraft. Let me see. Is that command still EPR? Yeah, that's the video. So I made a video on the EPR stuff. If you're interested. In that video, I explain, why or what EPR means, how EPR is better. So one of the things EPR is, it's a pressure ratio, inlet to outlet, depending on where you measure these pressures, right? And the thing is, it is a true indication of thrust output, while N1 is simply an RPM, a rotation of the fan, let's say, of the engine. Now the problem is, it doesn't give you the exact thrust value that's coming out at the end. So, for example, the engine wear over time degrades the efficiency of the engine. So naturally, then, to reach a certain RPM, it needs more fuel. But again, the efficiency goes down, and so it's just not as reliable as a thrust setting compared to EPR. Yeah, that's true. If you are within there's a keep out zone to avoid the fan blade from fluttering. So there is a very small, hey Star Miner, there's a certain small area of RPM where if you maintain that, in the A321 I think it was like somewhere in 60% range, 60% N1. Where if you kept it at that RPM, the fan blades would start to flutter. So that's why the FADEC will automatically add thrust to keep you out of that range. Jacob, I think there's always a buffer in that. You know, it will account for engine wear. And then regarding, you know, your fuel calculations in the Airbus, for example, maintenance has the option to change the average fuel flow values for calculation. And then on your flight plans, they're, you know, depending on the engine. For example, here it says performance 104, so that's 4% more fuel flow than a new engine, let's say, right? And that will be entered by maintenance into the FMS, so that the FMS calculates, you know, with the proper values. But regarding, you know, engine thrusts on takeoff, these values are, and then, I mean, these engines are maintained, right? So because, you know, the engines at a certain time limit, they'll be taken off the aircraft. They undergo a full, you know, refurbishment. You know, they take out all of the fan blades, the turbine blades, etc. They do all the checks, and then once the engine is you know, put together again, literally you have a new engine. So you know, all those things regarding monitoring, regarding maintenance, they just make sure that you're always within these limitations. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why you can't have two engines showing exactly the same values. And interesting, I'd give you an interesting fact on that, because Bruno just made the comment about, you know, you'll have two engines on the aircraft potentially that have different lifespans, right? So I remember that on the 737s we had, in a technical logbook, sometimes it would say the idle N1 or idle N2 for, let's say, the number 2 engine was raised by 3% to improve the acceleration factor of the engine. And that way you will actually, you know, an idle power, both thrusters idle power on the taxiway, and then he realized that you know, one of the engines had 3 to 4% more RPM than the other one, and he would say like, huh, that's a bit weird, right? But then in the tech logbook it would tell you, and the reasoning was for acceleration improvements. N1 or N2, usually N2 value, I think it was N2 value raised by 4% or something. So, top of descent is coming up in 108 miles. Right, so that's so interesting. That top descent is later than the one that we calculated, correct? Yeah, because I would descend in about 80 miles. So earlier. Yeah, could be. Yeah, maybe it's saying that it's going to cross this waypoint. Oh yeah, look at this. Wow. Oh, that's a lot higher. So it's planning to cross Hotel Mike 2 November Delta, this waypoint, in 9,500 feet. Oh, that is a bit, honestly, at 250 knots? Nah, that can't be right. Because that's only 4 miles to this waypoint. And then from this waypoint, we have to descend. So we would have to lose about 5,000 feet in 4 miles. That can't be right. I don't know how that's calculating it. No way. So let me do something here. Let me go ahead and let me change that to at altitude 4,000 here. So let's look at the top percent here. Yeah, look at that. Now it's 80 miles. Haha. Now it pretty much coincides. Yeah, with my calculations. Yeah. Jacob, there's only one holding pattern published. Although, I mean, we can maybe... I mean, we are on VATSIM. That's not many much traffic is there. No. We're going to fly the holding at Mamak. So once we're inbound to this waypoint, at some point I'll change it to Mamak for the holding. We'll enter the holding information and then see how it does the entry and how it flies the holding. Yeah, we need to spin the aircraft again to get to lose the altitude. Yeah, that didn't make sense, honestly, because 4 miles, like 1,000 feet you can lose. Yeah, so that was way too optimistic there. And then also, on the next waypoint, here, it is supposed to maintain 4,000 as well. That doesn't matter because we're going to fly holding later. Right. Yeah, and Abimar. And again, the question is how many people really will notice and how many people really care regarding flight simming. You have to realize that, especially here in my community, we have a lot of people that do care, that they want maximum realism, but we don't make the normal flight sim community, right? So that's just the way it is. But I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that, yeah, we are kind of niche in a niche, exactly, right? So now, since I know my community, and if I do a review of an add-on like this, I feel obliged to say, okay, if you just want to do normal A to B flights, this aircraft is fun. It's a lot of fun to fly. But anything else, don't expect anything. So on the first stream where we had the spin, the thing is, it's that moment when I realized that it doesn't matter what I do, right? It doesn't matter if I try to do some sort of procedure to get out of spin. It doesn't work because the aerodynamic simulation here in Max Flight Sim is just not correct. So as long as you keep your parameters normal, you know, you can let the aircraft fly in a normal, predictable manner. The moment you try to stall the aircraft, where suddenly, you know, you have a lot different, you know, aerodynamic, you know, factors, and the aircraft falling, spinning. If you don't simulate the airflow correctly, it doesn't matter what you do with the flight controls. It's not going to get you out of the spin. Right, so that's why I had to kind of chuckle a bit, because it then explains why here they've implemented something with the automatic thrust that activates and can't be deactivated if you go below that green dot speed. And that is just simply to prevent people getting outside of flight envelope. Right. The real aircraft doesn't do that. Real aircraft obviously may have a automatic thrust activation, but just like in the A320 or the Airbus, you can override that automatic function. Because in the end, the pilot still has to be able to get into normal kind of, you know, manual flight, manual thrust configuration. Yeah, Jacob. No, I've had many different aircraft spinning in Max Flight Sim. So even if you don't have full thrust, or even if it's not a T-shaped stabilizer, right? Again, the aircraft, they all behave the same manner, that they just fall out of the sky, and then it doesn't matter what you do. They just don't respond, right? So, yeah. Good. Let's see. We have 133 knots. It's getting warm. I switched off the air conditioning about an hour ago. That's 26 degrees in the room. Let's switch on the air conditioning again. I find it, you know, Bruno, I find it kind of interesting that the developers of these add-ons, they don't really come out and say exactly what the issue is. All I'm hearing is that sometimes it's difficult to simulate your aircraft, you know, through the whole of its normal flight regime, right, through all the altitudes. I wish someone would come out and, you know, someone else than Osobo and Microsoft, and explain exactly how Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 simulates the atmosphere, right? How, you know, how they have to tweak their flight model, their engine model, to somehow overcome that deficiency. Here in the Just Flight Fokker, you had to put oscillator rudder to cope with the plane oscillating. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you know, I would just love to know. Because then, you know, it would give me a clear indication on where the limitations are and what to expect and what not to expect. Enzo, I've not tried the A2A flight model regarding abnormal like spins. I guess I have to try that. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Here it goes. Let's see. Is that? Let me do that. There we go. Now I can do a screenshot. Ground shot, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be backtrack. 45 meter wide. You can do that on the runway for the turn. Yeah, Bruno. And max of flight sim drag increases the further back the CG is and the more forward. Really? Okay, that's exactly opposite. Then you ask yourself how? Like that's such a basic thing. How do they get this wrong? No, so Jacob, normally any kind of stall or spin, the first thing you do is unload the aircraft. You have to reduce the angle of attack, so you push on the yoke, right? You try to get, you know, the angle of attack smaller, and then you would have the airspeed increase, the aerodynamic forces increasing on the control surfaces, and at some point then you would apply opposite rudder to the spin to stop the spin. Once that's done, and once you have enough airspeed to recover, then you slowly recover out of the nose low attitude. You can use the speed brakes if you speed up too fast. But the only thing you have to worry about is a secondary stall by pulling too many G's in the recovery. But initially, it's always unload the aircraft, push. Yeah, we do have to train. So you practice stalls, but you also practice upset recovery. And some of these upsets are actually quite interesting, fun to do, because if you're doing like a really like high pitch recovery, what you would do is not just push. Sometimes you just roll the aircraft to 90-degree bank to help you reduce the pitch quickly. So there's lots of different means of. All right, we've got to ascend. Let's go down to 4,000 feet, and let's do that with level change. Yeah, Avimar, I honestly, the problem is with these BizJets, I am not a BizJet fan, apart from the Challenger 650, which is just so fascinating because of the level of detail it offers, right, regarding simulation depth, and the features it offers. And one big problem I have is in Max Flight Sim, these add-ons, they all have the same deficiencies. So especially hand flying wise, and I don't know, I'm just, yeah, exactly, Winky, that's the thing, right? And I'm just not a big fan of that. Right, so idle power, look at the idle power. And this is what I mean. I know it's accelerated a bit to the target speed because it's maintaining Mach, but would you expect this jet to go 5,500 without speed brakes on idle power? I mean, yeah, it does increase the speed. Let me go, hold on. Put this to selected. Let's go indicated. Let's go to 70, let's say. Let's try again. Why is that still there? If I say normal select. Oh no, I'm using level change, Bruno, not profile. I just wanted to see how it does that. Yeah, now it's on. Now it's doing 270. I mean, I've done that for ages. Now it jumped to 270. Yeah, Bruno, it's very delayed for some reason. Yeah, that cursor, I mean, it's selected. It even says select. Now it's jumped to 270. Yeah, now I don't know how much. Let's say that the what's it called, the latest one that came out. So I have to say, hats off to V1 Simulations. I admire his motivation to try out all these new add-ons. So he's a great resource in that regard. I'm being brutally honest here. That for me, you know, if I know that I'm not going to be flying these add-ons more than once, yeah, I don't know. And I know that I don't really enjoy those add-ons for these jets, you know, unless they are well made with, you know, with shared cockpit, that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, look now. Look, it's dropping the speed. Now at 260. Flight director is showing pitch down, but the aircraft is very slow to react. It's kind of oscillating around that. Yeah, I agree. Let's get these seatbelts on. Landing is pretty much sea level, so yeah, 15 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at our destination. Please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Your seat back and tray table are in the upright position.
Yeah, and Enzo, honestly, you know, if you have an add-on like that and you're enjoying it so much, I mean, yeah, why would you try, you know? Sure, you know, you would. So for me personally, what would be best if you could have like a 2 weeks trial time, and I would even pay like $5 or $10 maybe for that, right? But at least have a 2 weeks trial period, because then I could showcase it, and then very likely I wouldn't fly it ever, you know, again afterwards. But anyone know how much is was it Falcon 50 or something that came out? How much is that? Oh, I will definitely fly the Vector 787. I plan to make a number of tutorial videos for the 787. We're at 50, okay. And that's the thing, right? I mean, it's probably a fair price. I'm not saying it's a bad price. I'm just saying that for me, if I only fly it once or twice, okay. Yeah, I know, right? So, I mean, the industry would be obviously missing out on many a lot of revenue if you were allowed to give it back in the first 2 weeks or something. And this add-on, I like it. ATV flying, fantastic. Is it worth 70? I mean, they determine price, I don't, but I would put this more into the $50 range, not 70. Oh, really? You were able to refund the quality 77? Okay, interesting. Fishcop, can't. Hang on, Fishcop. I tell you what, the $50, so 10 minutes flying, it's even more than that. It's like 25 minutes for me. Let's say 20 minutes. So 20 minutes flying IRL Cessna 172 is a lot more fun than flying these things here in the simulator. So you can't compare that. That's comparing fish with steak. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, and even I've flown the 787 Horizon mod, and I hope it comes out soon. They still post new pictures, regularly, but I'm still missing the update from Horizon mod. I'm looking forward to that. No, it doesn't include coffee. No. Just the bare minimum. Now, how many miles? You still got 48 miles, so yeah. So the aircraft descends a lot quicker than it should do. So let me go vertical speed here. Yeah, so idle power doesn't work properly. Yeah, but I mean the flight factor 777 has a lot to offer as it stands. And I think if you want to talk about study level aircraft, the flight factor 777 is more in that regime regarding study level. I mean, I honestly think you can practice for your check rides with the flight factor 777. Yeah, 70 for the flight factor is definitely worth it. No, the wind uplink is working now in the flight factor. Yeah, they added it with the last updates. Yeah. So we're gonna go a minute direct Namak. So let's go. Yeah, if I do it now, we're going to cross the center line, which I don't want to do. Mamak lowest holding is 4,000. Beautiful. All right, let's do a quick briefing here. So we do a holding at Mamak. We do one pattern, then join the final RNF approach, Zulu 14. 4,000 and 2,200 final approach altitude minimum. So 2.9 degree down. Minimum is going to be 740. Missed approach over 2 November Hotel. And then track 135, climbing 2,800. Sector highest is 3,900. To the northeast is 2,800. Landing distance available is about 1,700 meters, which means, let me just do a quick calculation there. While we enter clouds, temperature, TTA 14 degrees, so there's no need for engine anti-ice. Let's do landing. Yankee Bravo Hotel Mike, runway 4. Hang on. There we go. Braking action's good. Flat landing. Let's do 42 this time. We'll do orbit medium. Dry. Import aircraft weight. Live weather. 20. So 1021. Let's calculate that. So we need 1,100 meters. Yeah. So 1,100 meters is fine. So now I'm going to put this to medium. And the minimums for the approach was 740. It's going to be descent altitude 740 is set. And then for the approach, yeah, we're going to use flaps 42. So the approach is 124. Although, what's the wind? The wind is 120 at 22. I'm going to add 5 knots additional here. So 129 approach speed. Good. Let's now go direct to Mamak. Then Mamak, hold, and it is left turns. Inbound is 135. Insert. And let's have a look. Legs, left. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, it is showing that. So it is probably going to do a direct entry, meaning, sorry, not a parallel entry, meaning it's going to fly parallel, like it's depicted on the dashed line. Then it's going to turn right and fly towards the holding fix, Mamak, and then it'll turn left in that holding. That's what I expect. So a parallel entry. No, so like I said, I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to try it, simply because I know that I won't fly it very often. So you're going to have to check out some other content creators to see if the add-on is for you. Transponder? Yeah, Mo Charlie. Hamilton Island traffic, Unity 268 is just approaching the airfield. We're going to join the Mamak for one holding, and then we'll fly the RMP 14 in Hamilton Island. Okay, so let me go ahead and change that routing there. So Mamak and Hotel Mike India. There we go. So Mamak, hold, and then we go fly the approach. TAT, 21 degrees, that's warm. Oh, I didn't expect to be in clouds at 4,000 feet. What's this weather? Few 28, scattered 42. And 102, oh actually 1021. That's something I keep missing now. There's no warning regarding the altimeter. There we go, 1021, final set. Right, let's have a look. Terrain, clearance, FMS position checked, weather radar is on. Pressurization landing altitude is set, pretty much sea level, and MFDS clean, approach preparation completed, seatbelts are on. Let's have the cabin prepare for landing, seats for landing. Seats for landing, and then seatbelts on, crash briefing, altimeters. Yes, that's fantastic. Right.
Cabin secured for arrival.
Thank you. Good. Nexus landing. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I didn't realize they have CTAF as well here. CTAF. 18.7. Thank you. Good point. Hamilton Island traffic. Unity 268 is 5 miles from Mamak. We'll join the holding there for one pattern, and then we'll join the RMP Zulu 14 in Hamilton Island. Oh, that looks nasty. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. How cool. Now, why is that still there? I don't have that. Do I have that in there? Hang on. Oh, hang on. That's why it's got that double in there. Test. So let's have a look again. Holding. 211 Foxtrot. Yeah, now it's correct. Okay, let's see what it does. We're going to slow down, obviously, to holding speed. Let's go to 10 knots or something. To have the aircraft in a fair condition. Good, let's see how the aircraft does the parallel entry here. Exciting. Ghost, you'll do fine. Let's go 200 knots. Ay. What is this? Ooh. Now that entry, that is a weird entry. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to do it. Yeah, that would be for left entry, left turns. Sorry, for right turns. If the holding was right turn, then we would fly that way. Oh. And honestly, a parallel entry is not really that difficult. Now, if it does turn left, I'm going to go override with heading to make sure we do the correct parallel entry here. Sometimes these aircraft draw the entry wrong, but still fly it correctly. Oh, look. Isn't it weird? Like, it drew it wrong, but right now it's doing the correct turn to the right, into the holding. So again, what it's supposed to do is supposed to fly to the right and then go directly to the Mamak holding fix again. And then join the holding. I'm not sure why it's leveling off. Okay, it's turning. Turn right. What's it doing? Come on. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Okay. Why is it turning left? No, don't turn left. Don't turn left. No. Okay, I'm going to turn right. Heading select. No, it would have turned left here. Okay. Oh my god. Ay. Now it killed the whole holding thing as well. Let's try again. Left, insert. Right, hold Mamak. Then it's HM Mike to November India. Sorry, I didn't press. That's my bad. I should have pressed NAF mode. But still, I mean, it should not have killed the whole approach there. And then try again. Direct Mamak. Right, NAF mode is on. I don't know why what it's drawing there. So, yeah, Mamak holding left. Yes, it's definitely not, and that's a shame. I mean, So I feel sorry for the VATSIM controllers that have lots of Fokker 70s and Fokker 100 inbound somewhere on an event, and then going all over the place regarding holding. Okay, so according to the FMS, it's supposed to go to Mamak and then join the holding. And it would be from this point, it would be probably a direct entry. But not anymore. Oh, what's it doing? Where are you going? Come on. I'm like next waypoint Schiphol, yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's end this. Let's go direct here. Alright, let's start the approach. It doesn't work. Yeah, this is awkward. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas what to do with the holding there. So again, careful. They may fix this in the near future. I don't know. Now, this is the thing, though. We know that there's some basic stuff that just needs to work, and holding is just one of those aspects. It just has to work. Okay, let's check the rest again. So 140, 129. That looks good. I'm just going to make this definitely. Actually, okay, I'll disregard that. Okay, so 140 here and 129. That's fine. That should work. Okay, so 2 November India. There is going to be 4,000, then 2,200. So I'm going to dial in 2,200. Now, if I press profile, I shouldn't climb down. Let me just enter 4,000 here. Hold on. Let me enter 4,000 here, just to make sure it doesn't climb or descend. Right. So 4,000, it has to maintain that. Now I'm going to press profile. I am going to have manage speed. So it's maintaining the 2,000. Right. LNAV, VNAV, hopefully. Profile. Why did it kill? Right. Descend alt blue. But it has to maintain the 4,000 for now. Okay. Which it is. Just speed 190. Okay. All good. I'm going to get the first set of flaps out. Here comes flaps 8. Well, Master Ugwe, you can still use heading mode. I don't think that excuse works, right? Yeah, you total disconnect. Yeah, probably. Exactly. And Hamilton Island traffic. Unity 268 is approaching Hotel November 2 November India for the RP Zulu 14. Let's go next set of flaps. Flaps 15, I guess. Yep, flaps 15. Okay, so we are in profile. So once we pass this waypoint, it will descend on path down to 2,220. Although, I mean, I can dial in the minimums now. So let's dial in 800 feet for the minimums. Here's the path. coming in. And lights on. Right, descend, alt blue, okay. It's working. It's working fantastic. Right. Where on earth is that runway? There's a ship, oh there's the runway. Found it. 21 knots, a little bit left crosswind. Ay. Okay, it's descending, nicely. Just 3 red, 1 white. Well, that's all good. Het is too good, yeah. I'm not doing anything. The aircraft is flying, so I'm just here to watch and monitor. Right. Now, obviously, it did say that it didn't get the current weather for the airport. So let me just check the real world weather. Oh, it's 1022. So let me use the real world setting here. 1022 is set. Interesting. Hang on. 21 Zulu. What did I get? I have 2130 Zulu. I already have the updated weather. I hope Microsoft has that as well. But we're alright, with 3 red, 1 white. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to complain about that at all.
Speed checked, gear down.
Yes, please. And flaps 25. Now I'm going to arm the lift dumper. Cabin is warmed. Altimeter's checked. Mr. Project will be set later, so that we don't do a level off there. Gears down, 3 greens. Lift dumpers armed, flaps to go. Let's do flaps 42. And then 129 for the clock speed, all good. Hamilton Island traffic. Unity 268 is on a 4-mile final. Runway 14 in Hamilton Island. Okay, all good. Happy with that. And look at that. 2 red, 2 white, I would say. Looking nice. eVaulter. It's a fun add-on. It is just that it is missing a couple of very important things, like we just demonstrated holding. It doesn't do the holding correctly. Wish to have the fix, in my opinion. I'm going to go manual thrust already. And then the landing checklist has been completed. Yeah, descent calculations. But this is promising. I mean, this is something I didn't expect to work. So it does do the LNAV RMP approach, which is nice. The only thing we have to worry about now is that we have to kick out the autopilot just before minimums and then enter 2,800. So 61.5 is a good power setting, I would say. That looks good. Yeah, let's go autopilot off. Autopilot off. And then we'll do 2,100. You see, that's the problem. It would level off normally if you do that in the approach. And then we'll do flight path vector. Oops, flight path vector on. Alright, manual flight. Oh, here comes the speed drop there. Oh,
100 above.
wow, that's a nice. And see the nose dropping like crazy. That's what I mean. These conditions where gusty winds
Minimum.
continue. Quick wind changes really mean your aircraft nose drops or climbs. 61.5 we set for the optimum power setting. Just getting a little bit high there. Let's correct that. But otherwise, hand flying nicely. You just have to be ready for these nose drops.
500.
Let's aim again for the correct power setting. Careful with the descent rate. There's a lot of crosswind still from 19 knots slightly left. Look at the beautiful scenery. I have to keep my eyes on the runway. I would love to look left here. We could do that after landing. Alright, oh, interesting. What would be a nice crosswind landing? Let's keep the aircraft coming down. And speed. Nicely.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
A little bit much for the correction there. Oh. Down we are.
Reverse.
Yeah, reverser, lift damper. I saw the reverser closing and the lift dampers already also retracting. I can turn on the runway here. Auto brake is off. No, the auto brake was medium. It just kicked out as I applied the brakes there, or as the lift dampers closed. Master Oogway. Now I'm using a tiller, so it's not as twitchy. No, I'm using full left and right rudder now. Okay, and Unity 268 will be vacating about 1 minute. That's a nice scenery. Okay. Now I'm going to take the second to the right. Already retract the flaps. And let's start the AP. GSX just said,
"You've got to be kidding me."
Nope. It was a... GSX just said, "No, not today. I'm not in the mood."
On behalf of the entire crew, we
Huh?
would like to thank you for flying with us today, and we wish you a safe onward journey.
Runway is vacated in Hamilton Island. Ah, there you go. Let's do this one. Oh, let's do...
Roger.
Progressive taxi.
Destination on your right. You have arrived at your destination. Progressive taxi completed.
That was quick. But I'm not supposed to go face... which way do I have to face? Give me a second. It's my first time here, guys. Give me a second. Oh, it would be easier to vacate here then. There's so many different ways to park the aircraft. All right, let's go direct. But let's. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on. Here's Ghost. Yeah. Oh, nice. Ooh, that looked like butter. GG's. That looked nice. The park right there. That was a nice one. Pole position right in front of the terminal. How do you like that? VIP treatment today, guys. Nice. Taxi in, exterior lights set. APU is on. Weather radar is off. Is off. Transponder. That music. I'm getting copyright strikes 100%. Speed brake is up. Left the dampers in. Flight controls. Oh, flight controls locked. Flight controls? Huh? You have to press the flight controls forward? There we go. Now they're locked. Interesting. Right. And then after park brake set, disarm slides and outs. We have AP available, shutting down the engines. And fuel levels shut, transponder standby. Then we have seatbelts off, exterior lights off, so beacon off, seatbelts off, and anti-ice off, fuel pumps off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and probe window heat off as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's the termination check is complete. In the sim, you can lock them and just go and in the lock position. Yeah, it should be. It's a payware scenery that I bought from Orbix, so I'm not sure if that's the correct one, but it should be. Let's go. There we go. That wasn't a very good parking. Lol. Right. It's opening. There he goes. Yeah, nice landing, Ghost. GG's. Look at that. Welcome. Everyday low fares. Right, let me have a quick look at the scenery here. Wow, this looks such a beautiful island to make a...
Passengers bus is coming.
Now, this island actually also suits people that fly here with the biz jets. And then, of course, wow. Oh, that looks very nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the marina here looks beautiful. Great modeling here from these ships. These boats. Quite a lot of waves. Oh. Now, that's a nice boat here.
Passengers deboarding.
Do we have boat simulator yet here?
Good night, black box.
Yeah, like imagine you could take a taxi now, or drive with your buggy to one of those ships and then go fishing. Right, okay guys, so thanks so much for the support that came in today, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, as a recap, this add-on is a nice add-on, but a very basic add-on. And one thing I have to say, they have to fix the holding stuff. Because people, I just hate to be, you know, seeing them on VATSIM, you know, going crazy with the holdings. So they need to fix that. Otherwise, what's remaining fuel? 3.3 tons. 3 tons, and we're supposed to have 2.2 plus the extra. Yeah, so that's alright. I mean, we messed about a bit holding, but fuel, I would say fuel usage was okay. The RMP approach worked, so LNAV function did work if you program the speeds. That does work. But yeah, again, it's very basic. And yeah, if it's worth $70, it's up for you guys to decide. I can't make the decision. Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy the add-on. You can. And I know, Lee, for example, you have the ability to fly holdings, you know, manually or in heading mode. You have absolutely no problem with that. But I know there's a lot of people out there that will not be able to do that. So yeah, this add-on, this airport is a beautiful, beautiful airport. Nice. Great spot here. Lovely. Yeah, very beautiful. Captain, yeah, so I think personally X-Plane, while some add-ons need to be tweaked for the aerodynamic model in X-Plane 12, but overall X-Plane 12 does offer the better aerodynamics simulation. So yeah, if they're working on the weather stuff, especially weather radar stuff, they're having issues there at X-Plane as well, but they are working hard to get it fixed for the next update. And then once that's out, we will try again some more stuff with bad weather, thunderstorms. Yeah. Visually, now the thing is, yeah, visually you can make it look nice, but it does take some effort. The standard scenery, obviously. But I mean, with map enhancement and SimHaven Autogen, I think you can make it look decent. So yeah, and lighting, I think lighting has improved.
Do you want to deboard crew?
I mean, storage now with map enhancement, storage isn't that much of a problem in my opinion. I don't think it has more. It uses more storage than Microsoft. So. Nice. My dear moderators, thank you so much for looking over the chat today, and I will be back on Tuesday, I think I said, right? Let me have a look at my schedule. Is it? Do you think so? Do you think orthos are better? Well, I guess it depends on how you make them. Tuesday. I'm trying to be back on Tuesday at 1600 UTC. Lee, mach's gut. Lee, when are you going on holiday, Lee? In 2 weeks. Okay, well, then we've got a bit of time. Cool. Right, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you again very, very soon on Tuesday if you like. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Good night.